What's happening there, Liverpool fans? Back again with the review of the Southampton game, the 2-1 victory we had at St Mary's on Saturday after a very busy week for Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, so we went to Southampton on Saturday for a 3 p.m. kickoff, and the players, I think they only got back from Istanbul early Thursday, Thursday basically after the Wednesday match. So they didn't even have time to have a proper rest to recuperate, to recover. And I think they only had one training session, and then they went onto the game on Saturday with hardly any preparation for the league game. So to go there and to turn up in the second half and to win the game was a very big achievement from Liverpool, because in previous years, I mean, Liverpool, especially if they'd had to play 2 games or 3 games in a week, would usually lose these games, or they would usually drop points. We would go to some kind of dodgy place, an away game, and drop points against these kind of teams. The likes of Southampton or West Ham or Stoke City, West Bromwich Albion, these kind of teams. And this shows the character of Liverpool. This shows the desire that they have, the hunger, the passion that they have to keep winning, to keep becoming better every game, to keep on striving to stay at the top of the league, to carry on winning trophies, and that's exactly what they've done during the week. After the European Super Cup, where we beat Chelsea on penalties, and then to go into another tough game away from home against Southampton, who in previous years were a very hard team for Liverpool to beat, especially away from home at St Mary's. And yeah, we showed our character, we showed our quality, we showed our desire, as I said before, to actually take the 3 points, and we've done it in the end, thankfully, because that mistake from Adrian at the end really just fucking made me livid. I mean, what is he doing, man? Honestly, you can see the player running towards you. He's running right in front of you, and you just pass the ball to him. It's as if he's playing some kind of friendly match. He's just in a training session, and he's just passing to his teammate casually. You're playing in the Premier League, mate. You need to be a bit more awake. You need to be a bit more, how do you say, fast, basically. You need to just get the ball and then kick it away. Kick it as far as you can, get it away from goal. But to give a goal away in the final 10 minutes, and then we're under pressure for the final 5 or 10 minutes, we're under pressure. And they could have even equalised, a game that we were so comfortable in until about, the 80th minute, because we played very well in the second half. Not so well in the first half, I have to admit. Southampton had chances. They played some good football in the first half, but second half, Liverpool bossed it. From the 45th minute until about the 75th or 80th minute, we were on top. We should have had more. We should have had more than the 2 goals that we had. I think Firmino missed the sitter when he was played in by, who was it? Robertson, was it, on the wing, who crossed through him, and he puts it wide. And also Salah had a chance as well, where he goes one-on-one with the keeper, Angus Gunn, and instead of lifting the ball over him, he tries to just side foot it into the corner of the net, and Gunn saves with his legs, and they clear the ball. So we could have scored at least 4 or 5 in the second half easily, Liverpool. And then all of a sudden, from being comfortable, we're under the cosh. The final 10 minutes, and you're thinking, hopefully it's not one of those Liverpool days where we, what we used to do in the past. We used to go a couple of goals in front, and then we would concede a shit goal from a corner or a free kick, and then we're under pressure for the final minutes of the game, and we would, inevitably concede an equaliser or even lose the game in the final minutes. But this team has more character. This team has more resilience. They have more, controlling of the game. So in the end, we took the 3 points. And it was a very, very good 3 points, a very important 3 points, because the same day, I think, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff at the Etihad, and Manchester City lose points against Tottenham. They ended up drawing the game 2-2. Now, the goal that was disallowed, the VAR decision, was very strange, if you ask me, because we support Liverpool. But if this kind of thing happened to our team, we would be up in rage. We'd be fucking demanding for this to be taken away, this VAR system to be lifted away, and to never be used again in the Premier League. But it's gonna be one of those things where they just need to get used to it. It's part of the system, and any kind of offside, any kind of handball decision will be reviewed, and then the goal or the action will be, how do you say, will not be allowed, basically. So we have to always have that in the back of our minds when we play Liverpool Football Club, our players. And I'm sure that Klopp has already told them, has made them aware of the VAR system in matches. So apart from that, Liverpool fans, not really much to say. I mean, another 3 points, and now we're preparing for the Arsenal game, which is, dare I say it, some kind of title match at the beginning of the season. To open up the gap with your rival, because we're both on 6 points at the top of the league. Liverpool are just in front of Arsenal on goal difference. So if we can beat them at Anfield, which we usually do every season for the past 4 or 5 years, we should be going into the international break full of confidence, on a massive high, because coming out of these last few matches, very tough matches and very demanding matches, the amount of minutes we had to play, the circumstances, the weather that they had to endure in Istanbul, the hot weather, the time that they finished playing, they finished around Turkish time. I think they finished around 1 o'clock, man, 1:15 in the morning. So that they didn't even get a proper rest coming back to England, and they probably just slept on the what do you call it, on the plane. And even then, you can't properly rest. When you sleep on the plane, it's not the same as when you're in your own bed, because it's just different. I mean, you can't fully, how do you say, you can't fully rest on a plane. So yeah, and to go to Southampton to win, a massive result for Liverpool. It really is. But limitations in the midfield area were exposed again for Liverpool. Now, people are going to say to me, you keep going over the top, you keep talking about the same issues, you keep saying this and that about the midfield, but it's there for everyone to see. I mean, if we can't see this as a Liverpool fan base, then we must be blind. We must just be denying the truth, because Henderson, Wijnaldum, Milner in the midfield were rubbish, man, in the first half. We're only lucky that it was Southampton. If it had been a good team, one of the top 6, then we could have lost that game, especially with the fatigue, the tiredness of the entire squad. And I don't understand why Klopp does it. I mean, he's got options there. He's got Shaqiri, and he's got Fabinho, who he can easily use in the midfield area, along with Oxlade-Chamberlain, who played. But you need other players in the midfield, man, to control the ball, to find the killer pass, to just have the energy to attack the opponent and to cause them problems. But we didn't do that in the first half, man. We got overrun by Southampton, for God's sake. And there's people defending them, saying that they're tired. They're not tired. Come on. Milner, how long did Milner play in Super Cup? Or Wijnaldum? I think Wijnaldum came in the second half, didn't he? So I don't understand why he's so slow, man. Every time he gets the ball, it takes him too long to think and then to actually produce a pass, to do something. You need to be fast, Genie, man. This is the Premier League. I've been watching him for, a year now, virtually a year or longer than a year, and he's just the same every match. It takes him so long to get into a game. It's too late, Of course, we're thankful for what he done in the Barcelona game, the semi-final that got us to the final. But, we can't just base our theories on one match because he played well in one match. It doesn't matter. You have to do it consistently. When you play for a team like Liverpool Football Club, the top teams in the land, you have to perform at 80%, 85% all the time, 90% even. And Wijnaldum is just an average player. It's there for everyone to see. Henderson, I mean, he doesn't offer anything as well. Milner is too tired now. He's getting on. The man is 34 years old, and he got an injury in the first half. And even then, Klopp didn't take him off. He left him on the pitch, man. You can't do that in the Premier League, Jurgen, man. You really can't do that. I mean, we're fortunate that it was a team like Southampton that weren't able to take advantage of how bad we were in the first half. Because if it had been a team that was clinical, ruthless, then we would have been at least 2 goals behind before Mane even scored the goal. We have to be honest, we have to talk the truth. We can't just, because we won the game, we can't just come out and say, "Oh, we got the 3 points, brilliant, what a performance." Mentality giants and this and that. Yeah, mentality giants, but it could have been oh so different if we had conceded the 2 goals, 2 or 3 goals in the first half. It could have been a battering. We could have got turned over 3 or 4-0, and that would have been embarrassing. After winning the European Super Cup. So we need energy in the midfield area. We need creativity. We need quality passes. We need set piece takers who can take corners. They can take free kicks, and we can try and cause the opposition problems. But our midfield is so lame, man. Honestly, without the likes of Keita, Fabinho, Shaqiri, then we don't have anything really in that midfield. It's just a workman-like midfield. That's it. All they do is tackle. If they can tackle, they tackle, and they play sideways passes. That's it, or backwards passes. So we can't continue this way in the season, especially a team like Arsenal. We have to play Arsenal at Anfield now on Saturday. We need to be on our game because they may be defensively weak, but going forward they're a very good team, and they've improved their midfield by buying the Spanish player Dani Ceballos, who played in the game against Burnley. Very good, man. He's a very good player. I wish that Liverpool could have got him on loan because his passing range, his energy, his quality on the ball, it's there for everyone to see. Much better than Liverpool's midfield. So Liverpool needs to be careful on Saturday, and we need to play a midfield that is capable to take on Arsenal, to win the game in the midfield area, and then to feed the front players, and they do the damage. They finish the game off because they are lethal. Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Although Salah wasn't really in the game on Saturday, but he was tired. It's normal that he's not able to play. Mane is a different kind of player. He's buoyed by the energy that he got from scoring twice against Chelsea. So he was more on form than Salah. And Firmino had a point to prove as well. So he changed the game in the European Super Cup when he came on second half. And he got us back into the game, Firmino. So Salah wasn't on his game, but I'm sure against Arsenal that he will be. But we need to, as I said before, we need to control the midfield area. You can't keep going into games thinking that your front players are going to bail you out. It's not going to happen against the best teams in the world, in Europe. So, yeah, that's about it, Liverpool fans. I just wanted to make this a short review of the Southampton game and to preview the upcoming Arsenal game at Anfield on Saturday, the 24th. And happy days for Liverpool, really. I mean, we've won the European Super Cup, another trophy in the cabinet, although some people may say it's not an important trophy. It is. Every cup that you win, every trophy that you win is important. Doesn't matter, what it is or what it means. Every piece of silverware that the team picks up is just evidence that you're improving, that you're becoming better, you're becoming a quality team, and you're becoming winners. To be winners, you need to keep on winning things, trophies. And this is exactly what Liverpool are becoming now, Every time that they get to a final, you expect them to win now, We don't make it easy for ourselves most of the time, Liverpool, but we're getting into that habit now of winning trophies on a regular basis. That's 2 trophies in the space of 3 months. So along with the Champions League trophy and now the European Super Cup. So it's all looking good, Liverpool fans, apart from the midfield. As I said before, Klopp really needs to think long and hard about this midfield because the combinations that he's playing, the players that he's using in the midfield area are not good enough. And it's only a matter of time before we get found out. If we play a good team, you'll see in the Champions League, when the Champions League begins, or even in the league. I mean, after Arsenal, I think we play Burnley away from home. So even that game is going to be tough. I'd even go as far as saying it's going to be tougher than Arsenal because Burnley on their own patch are very good usually, and against the big teams they always turn up. They defend for their lives, and they're very physical going forwards. They're very, they can hurt you through set pieces. They can hurt you through corners, everything. So we need to be aware. We lost there a few years ago at the beginning of the season. I think the 16-17 season. Yeah, it was another game after we played Arsenal at the Emirates. The outstanding 4-3 victory we had at the Emirates, and everyone was thinking Liverpool were just going to go to Turf Moor and blow Burnley away. But we ended up getting turned over 2-0 because we didn't have the right mindset. We didn't have the right preparation for the game mentally, and we got turned over. So we have to be careful, Liverpool. We are doing very well. I'm very happy as a Liverpool fan. Much more happier than I have been for the past, 5 or 6 years, or whatever it is. But, we need to keep our feet on the ground. We need to keep level-headed. We can't get too excited. We can't get too over the top, because there's many games to go. Many competitions to play in for Liverpool. And it only takes a couple of injuries. Look at the goalkeeper front. We lost Alisson, and the drop-off is Adrian. Adrian is not bad. He done well in the penalty shootout against Chelsea. He won us the trophy. But, the mistake that he made against Southampton is just evidence that you need to have a top-quality goalkeeper. You need to have a solid defence if you want to be consistently successful in the league or in anything, in the cup competitions. So... yeah, anyway, up to now, it's very good, Liverpool fans. We won the game. We got the 3 points. Klopp seems very happy, and the Liverpool fans, and hopefully it continues, in this vein, and we stay at the top of the league. The fact that City, so early in the season, have dropped points is a massive advantage now for Liverpool. We need to strive on. We need to open up the gap now. If we can beat Arsenal at Anfield, that will start to, worry City. That will start to make them feel that they're chasing us all the time now. So, although the same happened last year, and we were 7 points ahead when we went to the Etihad, and they clawed it back in the end, but only overtaking us by 1 point. But this time, I think it's different. If we can beat Arsenal on Saturday, and hopefully on Sunday, if they can drop points again against Bournemouth, then it's set up nicely for Liverpool to go on and win the league, because I don't see Arsenal staying at the top of the league for too much longer. They're there now because they've got a few new players, and they've changed their squad a bit, but consistency is always a problem with Arsenal. They're not able to do what City and Liverpool did last year, and I don't see them staying there for too long at the top end of the league anyway. They'll be around the top 5, top 6 again, but I don't think that they will stay at the top of the league anyway. As long as we beat them on Saturday, we have to make sure that we win the game at Anfield, in some way or fashion. We have to we just have to finish them off, beat them, win the game, take the 3 points, and stay at the top of the league. And so after that we go to Burnley, and then there's a 2-week break, I think, for the international matches, which will be played from the 5th, is it? The 5th of September, up until around the 13th or the 14th. So I think we return to action at Anfield against Newcastle United on the 14th of September. So until then, we'll just have to wait, basically. And I won't be in the country. I'll be in Cyprus on my holidays. So you'll have to wait until I come back for my, reviews and previews and videos on Liverpool Football Club at my channel. Don't forget, Liverpool fans, my channel is now only one Liverpool. It's not Ahmet Gosa anymore. I've done maybe 63, 64 videos on the other channel, Ahmet Gosa, but my new channel, second channel, is only one Liverpool. So please don't forget that, when you're looking to see my videos, please don't forget that it's on another channel now, a different channel, only one Liverpool. Just type it in and it will take you to the page straight away, and you can click on the videos. They'll be uploaded. Click on the videos and watch them, please. Please like and subscribe. Make your comments in the comment section below. Liverpool fans, it's going to be appreciated. Your comments, your views, your thoughts on what I'm talking about in the videos. I always take on board what other Liverpool fans say and what they want me to improve. what they want me to speak about. Just tell me, whatever your general thoughts are, your ideas, what I can talk about more often. And yeah, that'll be very much appreciated, as I said before. So we go on to the game at Anfield, Liverpool fans, on a Saturday to play Arsenal. Now, previous years, we've absolutely smashed Arsenal at home and away, but I think the last 2 years, I think we drew with Arsenal away from home. So, but we've battered them at Anfield 4-0 and 5-1. So, I'm expecting another victory from Liverpool. Hopefully, if we can get another early goal like we did last season. No, in fact, Arsenal scored first, didn't they? Through Ainsley Maitland-Niles of all people. And I was thinking, bloody hell, here we go. We're going to drop points to this shit team again, Arsenal, at Anfield. And then within the space of 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes before half time, we blew them away. We made it 4-1 and the game was finished. It was wrapped up before the half time whistle. And more of the same, Liverpool. Just do your best, because we'll have a week now until the match. They'll have about 6 days, 7 days to recover, to recuperate, and go out and play their best football and just blow them away like we usually do at Anfield. Hopefully another 3 points, which sets us up nicely for the away game against Burnley at Turf Moor before the international break. And yeah, so that's about it, Liverpool fans. As I said before, I'm not happy with the midfield options. I mean, people may say that I'm trying to find problems. I'm trying to find bits and bobs that Liverpool are not doing well in. But you have to speak the truth, man. We as Liverpool fans have gone down this road for many years. And this is what has been our downfall. The fact that we haven't improved our squad. We haven't been able to improve our squad because of the owners, the ownership, and now the manager. Klopp actually came out, I think, a couple of days ago or yesterday and said that we went for Coutinho, but we didn't have the money. How is that possible that you don't have the money? Are they taking the piss, FSG? Honestly, how can you not have money, man? They've made so much profit over the last 2 or 3 years, and yet they don't have money to get a player on loan. Even Arsenal have gone out and got Ceballos, as I said before, on loan from Real Madrid. So why are Liverpool not able to do it then? Coutinho would have been the perfect player to bring in. There's some fans in our fan base taking the piss out of Coutinho. But deep down, they would have loved to have Coutinho at the club now. A player like Coutinho. The quality that he has. The passing ability, the set piece taking ability. Everything. The goals that he can score from nowhere. We need this kind of midfielder, attacking midfielder. Don't kid yourselves, Liverpool fans. Don't tell me that Henderson, Wijnaldum and Milner are good enough. They're not good enough for any midfield in the top 6. Let alone for Liverpool, who are fighting for the title, man. The league title. And you want to keep struggling in games. You want to keep just getting over the line. I don't want that, man. I want Liverpool to be a free-flowing, attacking team that blows teams away, man. That we used to do in the past, The first years of Klopp. This is the kind of football that we can play, but we need the personnel. We need the quality in the team to be able to do this. You can't do it with Henderson or Wijnaldum. Look what they did against Chelsea. Look what they did against Southampton. We're fortunate because if they had been a bit more lethal, Chelsea even took the lead in the European Super Cup. And we were lucky to go in 1-0 because if they got the second goal before half time, that's it. We lose that trophy as well, the European Super Cup. It's not negativity. We have to be honest. We have to speak the truth. It's nothing to do with being negative, pessimistic. It's the truth, Liverpool fans. Most of the Liverpool fans that know the game understand that we need players in midfield. We've needed it for 2 years now, since Coutinho left. 1.5 years. But some of our fan base are just deluded. Either they can't accept the truth or they don't understand the game of football, honestly. How can you see other teams in the world, in England, the way they play in midfield, and then you look at Liverpool, the way we play in midfield, and tell me that everything's okay? It's not okay, man. Come on, We had a chance to buy Bruno Fernandes. We had a chance to get Coutinho on loan, and we didn't do it. Apparently, Klopp is saying that we didn't have the funds, we didn't have the money. How is that possible, Jurgen Klopp? Honestly, I'm sorry, but it seems to me that you're covering up FSG's back, really, because they're telling him to say this to the fans, to to calm the fans down. But this is just making us even more angrier, even more irritated at the fact that we put in a bid, but we didn't pay the money. You know, we went for the player, but we didn't put the money there to buy him, to loan him back to Liverpool, which is just negligence because he knew that it's going to be a tough year this season. They all knew that we're going to have so many games, we're going to have injuries, we're going to have tiredness to cope with throughout the season, and yet they did nothing in the summer. They brought in a couple of kids. We haven't even seen them. They've disappeared. You know, Sepp van den Berg and Harvey Elliott. You won't see them again. Maybe for an FA Cup match or a League Cup match, but I don't want them to play in those tournaments, man. I want Liverpool to continue winning trophies. And to continue winning trophies, you need to have a squad of players that is capable to play in every match. You can't be putting bloody 17, 18 years kids into the team to play in important games, man, in the season. Come on. If you do this, you will fail. You will fail like you have done in the past. What's happened in the past with Klopp in the Cups? He's been knocked out, hasn't he? Because he keeps playing the bloody children, the youngsters. You're not going to get through the runs. As soon as you come up against a Premier League team or a top championship team, you're going to get knocked out. You know, you can't trust youngsters to carry you for the season, man, in a competition. It's madness, you know. You have to bring them in slowly and at the right time, in the right game. When you're winning the game, you've secured the game, then you can, you know, bring them on for maybe 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Give them a bit of action, see what they can produce on the pitch. But you don't put them in from the beginning and then risk, you know, losing the final or risk being knocked out of a cup competition. You can't do that, man. It's not acceptable. I'm sorry. Klopp has won us the Champions League trophy after 7 years. He's won us the European Super Cup. I'm very happy, but he can't keep doing this in the FA Cup and the League Cup, the domestic trophies. You need to do well, man. You need to get to the semi-finals, to the finals of these competitions and win them. This is what Liverpool is all about, man. Winning trophies, winning cups. But because of the ownership, FSG, and their lack of investment in the team, in the squad, and the fact that they use Jurgen Klopp to speak on behalf of their, you know, to speak on their behalf, to trick the fans, to play games with the fans. And people are starting to see through it now. Most of the fan base are becoming angry at Klopp because the way he speaks in the press conferences. And he just denies. He denies the fact that we need players. You can't do that, Jurgen, man. You know, you're supposed to be an elite team now, Liverpool. We've just won 2 trophies. So we need to become better. We need to improve. To carry on winning. To carry on being successful in everything. In all the competitions. But if you come out and you tell me that we didn't have enough money for Coutinho, then that's just comical, really. It's laughable. It can't be true that Liverpool don't have enough money. They must have the money there, the funds, FSG. But they don't want to use the money. That's the problem, you see. They don't want to spend that money on players. I don't understand what it is. They want to make a profit from Liverpool Football Club, but they're not willing to pay money for players. So at the end of the day, we have to rethink our ownership, really, Liverpool Football Club. You know, some people are going to say that we're so successful and you're talking about the ownership. So what? Doesn't mean that you've done everything, you've achieved everything. We haven't won the league title in 30 years, my friends. That's another target that we need to accomplish. We need to do that, man. Win the league title. We haven't done well in the cup competitions as well since Klopp's come to Liverpool. You know, so we need to do these things, achieve these things before he leaves, man. Because at the most he's only going to be here for another two years, Klopp. You know, at maximum he's only going to be here for another 2 or 3 years, and that's if he wants to stay. If he doesn't extend his contract, then he'll be gone. By the time we come to the 21-22 season, Klopp will be gone from Liverpool. So he's only got a couple of seasons to achieve these things. And he should have thought about that at the beginning of the season. But, you know, the ownership and their policies, their way of running Liverpool Football Club is not good enough anymore for Liverpool. Sorry. Any Liverpool fans that say that they're good enough, You're just, you're tricking yourselves. You're contradicting yourselves, because I look at what they've done, what action they've done on the pitch, who they've brought in, and to me, it seems that they're taking the piss out of Liverpool, because they spent the money last summer, but this summer they didn't do anything. You know, why did John Henry come out and say before the Champions League final that he's going to buy players and make Liverpool better, and then he goes out and buys two teenagers? That is taking the piss out of Liverpool Football Club. There's no other way that you can talk about that situation. Owners, serious owners, don't do that, man. People that care about the club don't do that. They stay behind their promises. They do what they say they're going to do. Look at the sheikhs at Man City. Look at Arsenal. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham done so much business over the summer. They bought in Ndombele. They bought in Lo Celso. They bought in Ryan Sessegnon. So, and that they lost in the Champions League final, and they're able to do that. And you won the Champions League trophy. We won the European Super Cup. So this team deserve to have more investment to buy new players, but they didn't do it, FSG. All they care about is their own profit, their own to get money off Liverpool, basically, to make themselves richer. And then in the future, my prediction is that they will probably sell the club for a large value to another buyer, whoever it is. Could be Arabs, could be somebody else, could be Chinese investors. So there's no point in sticking up for these people, these Americans. They have to be serious. They need to be told by the people running Liverpool Football Club, the other people in the club, that we need to see the investment. Don't be telling us that you don't have money. You do have the bloody money. They've had money for many years now, but they don't spend it on Liverpool. They spend it on their bloody team in America, the Boston Red Sox. If that's the case, mate, then there's no point in you being here. If you're more worried about the bloody baseball, then you should have stayed in America, man. What are you doing running Liverpool Football Club? One of the best clubs in England, the most successful. And you're sitting there and you're telling us that you don't have money. City come out from nowhere. They're spending money all over the place. Arsenal said that they didn't have a budget, and all of a sudden they spent all that money to buy the players. To get players like Pepe for 70 million, Ceballos for God knows how much on loan, and Tierney for 20 million and this and that. So they've spent virtually over 100 million, Arsenal, this summer. Man United have spent money as well. They've got in Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, and they only just missed out on a few midfield players like Fernandes. So anyway, hopefully Liverpool have a very good season, a very successful season. But if they don't, then there's going to be major questions asked of FSG next year, because they saw what was going to happen this year. They knew from the beginning how tough it's going to be, how tiring it's going to be for Liverpool, and yet they didn't do any business. And they expect these players who are knackered from last season, and most of them didn't even have a proper rest over the summer months, to go again. Hopefully they can keep it up. I'm praying to God, hopefully they can keep up the energy levels, they can keep up the performance levels and win the games. But somewhere down the line, it's going to hurt us, because we could potentially pick up more injuries, because they're pushing themselves too much. The players, their energy levels are going to go down. They're they're going to get too tired. They're going to start feeling injuries, and when that happens, then the drop off is too much. We won't have enough quality in the rest of the squad to replace them, and that will hamper us in the season. So anyway, if we can open up a gap now until September, the end of September, whenever the next international break is, then we're going to be in a good position to go for the title again this year, and hopefully win it this time, the Premier League title, because we won't have a better chance. City have dropped points against Tottenham. We need to capitalise straight away and beat Arsenal. There's no excuses anymore. There's no ifs and buts. They have to do it, Liverpool. Anyway, that's it, Liverpool fans. Sorry for keeping you too long again. I usually try to make the videos shorter than they were in the past, but You know, when I think of other issues, I feel that I need to talk about them to the Liverpool fan base. I need to analyse. I need to give my point of view to the fans watching the video. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you like what I said. You agree with it. And please like and subscribe. Make your comments in the comment section below. Thank you for listening again, watching. And we go on to Anfield to beat Arsenal. Come on, you Reds. Another 3 points to stay at the bloody top of the league, eh?